10 years ago, I wasn't as up on taking care of the forests and the oceans as I am today. I think there's more of an awareness that's starting right now and from elementary school on up with the adults.
I stopped littering. I used to litter a lot.
Well, they realize that little by little the resource of the planet are getting smaller and smaller, like the forest and everything, so they have to be careful and try to do something about it, like recycling, for example.
The methods of mining worldwide have also changed significantly in recent years in order to manage the balance between limited supply, the environment, and increasing demand by all of us as consumers. Miners, like many of us, have become more sensitive to maintaining that balance, more actively protecting the environment, which supplies the world's mineral demands.
Like water, for a start off, if it's going to affect the water, the groundwater, then obviously that would be a major concern. The vegetation, obviously, because we're all concerned about that, and plant a tree and everything.
And if it's not dangerous to my health or to the health of other people, I don't see any reason. It might bring jobs to people around here. I don't see any problem.
The discovery of a major gold deposit in the vicinity of Lower Lakes, California, meant drastic changes for that community. As one of the largest construction projects in the state of California at that time, the mine brought jobs and prosperity into a depressed economy. For the people living there, a large mine also meant fear of the unknown and awakened concern for the environment.
The tailings will be deposited from a ring discharge system so that we can take advantage of the natural evaporation of the area and accelerate the consolidation of the solids and get in here and reclaim it as quickly as we possibly can. There was certainly a great deal of curiosity from the community as to how we might affect water quality and air quality and the interests of surrounding landowners. We worked very closely with them. We sought out all of those people who had an interest at stake and encouraged them to participate in our planning process.
Before one stone is turned on a new mine site, a long list of environmental requirements must be fulfilled by the mine developers. In the case of the McLaughlin mine and other modern mines like it, over 50 federal laws protect air, water, wildlife, vegetation, historical sites, and the communities surrounding a potential mine site. In addition, numerous state and local regulations and laws must be followed. These regulations result in hundreds of permits that must be obtained to meet today's strict standards.
I think we've discovered in the last really 15 or 20 years in modern mining projects that it is indeed possible to produce the minerals that we need as a society in an environmentally acceptable way. McLaughlin is but one example of a mine where water quality is protected and air quality is protected, and really the surrounding environment is enhanced as a consequence of the presence of the mining project in that location.
At and around modern mine sites, water samples are taken from both ground and surface water monitoring stations. The samples are then analyzed at independent labs, and as in other mining operations, the results become public record.
Stone quarries provide towns and cities with the construction materials needed for roads and buildings, so they're usually located near the population centers that they supply.
During the last 15 years, as the quarry has grown and the metropolitan area has grown, the citizens have become more aware of mining operations close to them. We realize that it's very important for us as good citizens that if we want to grow and expand, that we have to be cognizant of our neighbors to the east who do see this quarry and who are impacted by it.
Because quarries are so close to where people live, it's especially important to provide barriers against noise pollution and to continue to replace mined land with cultural resources for humans and other inhabitants to enjoy.
Mine. They go into the ground and dig stuff. I don't know.
Some people have a perception that we go in with a little pick and we pick out, we put a little canvas down, and every day we pick out a couple ounces of gold. We bring it out and put it in a little furnace, and we take it down to the jewelry store and sell it. And that certainly exactly opposite of what it really is.
Modern mining has evolved into a high-tech, more environmentally conscious supplier to the world's consumers. Different types of ore deposits require different mining techniques to extract the minerals. Rich, heavily concentrated deposits deep below the ground surface are often mined underground. In an underground mine, miners travel through a shaft similar to an elevator or a horizontal opening called an adit down to the face of the deposit, using highly advanced machinery to mine the lead, zinc, silver, diamonds, or other minerals commonly found in this type of ore deposit. When the mineral deposit is large and close to the surface, it is recovered by using one of several surface mining techniques. Normally, the minerals in these deposits, such as copper, are less concentrated, and large amounts must be processed to extract them. Digging their way down into the deposit in stair-step fashion to create benches, the miners operate some of the largest machines on Earth. Giant shovels and trucks to break up the rock and haul it up out of the open pit. As tall as a two-story house, one of the largest of these trucks weighs as much as 6 737 jets. A mineral deposit that occurs as a flat layer close to the surface is recovered by area mining. Coal deposits are often layered this way, and the miners temporarily open the earth to remove the minerals beneath. Then the top layer is replaced and the land is reclaimed to its previous state.
Well, I guess my perception of miners comes from what you see in the movies, guys with hard hats and lights on their heads, dressed in overalls.
No way. There is no way that you'd get me in a coal mine.
Stuart McGehee is a history professor who has studied the coal industry, charting its past, present, and future.
All throughout American history and culture, all of our images of coal are consistently and unrelentingly negative. Acid rain, strip mining, black lung, labor strife, accidents, sallow-faced, tow-headed children standing knee-deep in garbage-infested hollows next to tar paper shacks. These are the images I brought with me to the coal fields. But people who grew up in those coal communities don't remember it that way at all. They speak fondly of the sense of community, neighborhood, the close ties of church and family. It took me years of study before I could free myself of all of the misconceptions and stereotypes that hinder our understanding of the peculiar and fascinating world of the coal fields. A coal miner worked with his hands in the soil. He produced a finished product. He got up in the morning, and like a farmer, he walked to work. At the end of the day, he'd produced a finished product that he could take pride in. The mining industry is often singled out for environmental infractions, and in fact, all modern industry does change the land in which we live. However, industrialization occurred in the late 19th century before we understood the implications really of the process. Too often, we tend to superimpose the present upon the past. We are fortunate today that we understand the implications and we've begun to deal with these problems in a way that I think we can all take some pride in. We should not forget, however, that all of our fossil fuels are finite, and only the proper management and the proper control and use of these industries can enable us to enjoy the benefits of cheap and efficient energy in the years to come. Some of us, however, still miss the braying of mine mules and the echoing of the immigrant miners' foreign languages up and down the haulageways and the passageways of the coal mines of yesterday.
Over half of the world's electricity is generated by coal, and in many areas, coal mining is still a way of life.
Well, the general public has a misconception and a stereotype that all miners are illiterate and they're dirty-faced, bearded, and potbellies, in which nothing. These are a bunch of highly professional, highly trained, very dedicated individuals that have a job to perform, and they do it remarkably.
And as far as being a dirty job, I'm a truck driver here at Hickory, and I've done put in a half shift's work, and I'm not black, dirty, or have a black face. My clothes are still clean.
Are you happy?
Happy.
The best thing I like about it is just coming out here seeing the men every day. It's just like being home to me. It's just a skill that has to be done, and it's a job that has to be done. It's no different from being home to me. When they come in and reclaim it, sow it back down in grass, trees,
shrubbery and stuff like that. It's no different. It's beautiful. I love it out here.
Reclamation? No. You going to tell me? No.
Reclamation? No, I don't even know how to spell it. I mean, I really don't know.
Reclamation, to return the land to a useful or better condition. Modern coal mining is a temporary use of the land. After mining is completed, when the land is reclaimed, it's hard to tell the mine site ever existed. Bill Agnew has been the reclamation specialist at a modern coal mine in Colorado for the last 6 years. He's witnessed firsthand the public's increasing concern and resulting care for our limited resources. And he's seen how changing attitudes can make a big difference.
Through good conservation practice and good common sense and working with state and federal agencies, people that really know what's going on, then I think just about any mine site you can have some real positive impacts. And oftentimes you can make it better. There didn't used to be any antelope. Now we have a population of over 300 antelope that inhabit the mine site. This area on the mine site is critical deer and elk winter range here. And early on in the mining project, there was a lot of concern about the mine and the disturbance to those populations of animals. So in cooperation with the Colorado Division of Wildlife and the Colorado Mineland Reclamation Division, we came up with an excellent plan in order to provide a better wildlife habitat than what we had before it was mined. Deer, for example, in order to graze an area, they have to feel fairly secure. And by establishing things like mature shrub clumps, as on our mine site, you'll see that the animals can utilize that, and they'll feel really safe and comfortable on the mine site.
Changes to the land are inevitable simply by our being here, by our towns and cities, our highways, even our recreation areas. At reclamation sites and mines worldwide, in business and industry and at home, people are taking responsibility for better resource use and management.
Recycling, I would say that's taking the material you're done with and reusing it again.
You take like a can of soda, you can use it over so you can help the environment.
Mining and refining techniques are constantly being improved to make sure no minerals go to waste.
Our company is in the business of remining. We work old mining dumps, old mill tailings that have already been mined once by previous operations. A lot of this material still has gold and silver value left in it. It's material that wasn't economical to process at the time, so it was cast aside into most of these dumps. At today's prices, it's very economical to go back. So there's the added bonus of being able to mine it and recover the gold and the silver and some secondary minerals. It's actually a recycling process. We look for opportunities where, first of all, there's a resource, there's something that we can go after and mine and make a profit, but also there's an opportunity to do an environmental restoration project and help to restore the land back to a healthy environment.
Miners, like most of us, have come a long way in conserving our resources. In today's mines, the processing solution which separates gold ore is used over and over again, just like you may reuse aluminum foil instead of throwing it away.
It's simple, really. A growing population demands more minerals, so it's vital that we manage our resources carefully. The better we use them, the better off we'll be.
On Earth, there are no unlimited resources. There's only so much land, so much air,